everyone, and welcome to Quincy in Focus, Quincy Access TV's news magazine show. My name is Jonathan Caleri, and I'm the Executive Director here at Quincy Access TV. Leading off of this edition, Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch recently delivered the State of the City address outside of Quincy City Hall. The address, normally held in January, was delayed due to the pandemic and was held outside to allow for elected officials and invited guests to attend. The mayor spoke about the city's response to the pandemic over the past year and also highlighted plans for a new home for Quincy College.
As opening our schools must be our highest priority as we beat back this pandemic, I want to focus much of my talk today on Quincy College, another educational institution that must also be a priority for our future. Quincy College is the only municipally owned community college in Massachusetts and one of the very few anywhere in the United States. It was founded more than 60 years ago as a simple, innovative extension of our Quincy Public Schools, often referred to as grade 13 and 14. Since that time, it grew, it flourished, and at times it struggled. It has, however, always created the kind of opportunity at the heart of the American educational system. It lifts people up. It provides promise for those who could not seek a degree without working full-time. It creates a path to the middle class for so many in our underserved communities. It makes attaining a degree possible for those who otherwise could not afford it. Half of our students are people of color. Students claim citizenship from 81 different countries. And 2/3 come from income levels that qualify for financial aid. In short, there is no greater force for equality in this community than Quincy College. It is a great light of possibility, and it is a vital part of what the city will be in generations to come. That is why today I'm calling for a renewed sense of purpose, renewed commitment, and a renewed investment to secure the future of Quincy College and secure the future of countless of our young people in the coming years and decades. The challenges, both internal and external, faced by the college over the last several years are no secret. But through Interim President Bellotti and now President Richard DeCristofaro, Chairman Paul Barbadoro, and the Board of Governors, the school is well on its way toward a path of stability and growth. In a little more than a year on the job, Dr. DeCristofaro has brought to the college that same tenacity, the same commitment, and the same fundamental understanding of what works in education that made the Quincy Public Schools one of the best anywhere in Massachusetts during his 19 years tenure as the superintendent. The college today is on much firmer footing than it was not long ago, but hurdles remain. The city must be a strong partner in these transformative efforts. I spoke earlier about the college's unique connection with the city, but there have been times in the not-so-distant past when the connection was not necessarily looked upon favorably, that it was somehow a detriment, and that the college should weaken its relationship with the city or even sever from it entirely. To the contrary, I believe wholeheartedly that the city must strengthen, not weaken, its partnership with the college, because we have an undeniable responsibility to do so. The college is a city department. Its faculty and staff are city employees. If the college should cease to exist tomorrow, for whatever reason, the city and its taxpayers would own all the obligations owed to its employees, such as pension costs and health care, just as we would for any teacher, firefighter, or laborer. Would also be responsible for any lease holdings that are out there. So we are committed and invested in this institution. The college is not isolated. It's not standalone. Its failure would cause a tangible, painful ripple throughout our local government. And that's why we have a clear, vested interest in ensuring its stability and growth. Over the last few years, the city has done more to acknowledge this unique relationship and contribute to the college's long-term stability. That will continue this spring, when our administration files an appropriation request with the City Council to fully fund our outstanding pension liability by including the college. Their own pension obligation as part of this proposal will save the college approximately $30 million over time. The financial protections provided by the city will allow the college to continue its efforts to stabilize and help to create the kind of flexibility necessary to expand programming, shore up the existing cohorts, and eventually lay the foundation for offering four-year bachelor's degrees.
Recently, a press conference was held at Quincy City Hall to announce details of the newly passed American Rescue Plan and how it will affect Quincy. In attendance were Representative Stephen Lynch, Massachusetts House Speaker Ron Mariano, and Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch.
First up I'm asking up to the mic is Speaker Ron Mariano, the first speaker from Quincy since Colonel John Quincy back in the 1600s. Wow. So we waited a long time. Yeah, but he didn't represent Quincy at the time, Hancock, but he was born here. I'm sorry, one of those guys. But Ron has been a true partner, served on the school committee here in Quincy, has been outstanding state rep, and recognizes the importance of local aid, Chapter 70. He's been an author of really restructuring how insurance goes, both in the health world, but also in the auto world, in his tenure in the State House. So, great partner in our Speaker, Ron Mariano.
All of these are real issues. That all this money, this potentially up to $8 billion, I think, is going to go into our economy and bring us back on track to where we were before this pandemic hit. It is extremely, and I can't stress this enough, is we are putting our budget together right now. And we took a few small measures last week to help our small businesses, but they pale in comparison with what can be done with what the congressman is delivering today. It pales. We were looking at the unemployment freeze on the rate would have been helpful, would have saved every small businessman about $330 for every employee they have. But now we're talking about significant relief to our small businesses. I can't stress enough how important this is to the recovery in Massachusetts. I do think that the congressman and his colleagues haven't got enough credit for hanging in there through all the craziness that's gone on in Washington to stand here today and deliver an enormous infusion into the economy of Massachusetts.
We're very, very focused on Quincy, and I'm sure that the mayor will find good use for the $46 million that we're able to get to the mayor. Council President Liang says she's already got the money spent, so we're happy about that. I'm kidding, of course, but there's such need here. Remember, when you look at the previous numbers we had in terms of tax revenue, this is just a fraction. This, as big as this bill is, this is just a fraction of what was lost during the last year during this pandemic, because restaurants have been shut down. We did look closely. We looked closely at the impact on small businesses. So we've greatly expanded the PPP, that payroll protection plan. We've also created a special fund directly for the revitalization of restaurants, especially small restaurants. So there's, I think it's $26.8 billion for restaurant support. We have looked very, very closely at transportation needs. So there was $8 billion for airports, rail transit systems. There's $8 billion overall for the state, which was referred to by Speaker Mariano. So we've tried to anticipate every single need during this pandemic. The unemployment benefits have been extended with a $300 plus up until September 6th.
March 23rd marked the one-year anniversary of Governor Charlie Baker's state of emergency in Massachusetts due to the COVID-19 pandemic. To mark the occasion, the Quincy Interfaith Network, in conjunction with Quincy Access Television, produced a memorial service. The service, featuring leaders of all faiths and beliefs, offered an opportunity to grieve, mourn those who have been lost, but also offer a glimpse of hope as we hopefully near the end of this pandemic.
On behalf of Quinn and a diverse cohort of religious and civic representatives, I'm honored to welcome you to this interfaith service of grief and hope, a one-year COVID-19 memorial service.
Whatever faith you may be, Quincy is a vibrant community, and it's certainly a joy to come together with the various faiths of our city to honor and memorialize this past year. Remember those folks that we've lost, remember their loved ones. This year has been so difficult and traumatic for so many, particularly for the people that have been directly affected by this.
Getting by with a little help from our friends. We are encouraged by the knowledge that we are not alone, that so many others join with us in sorrow and overcoming together. Together, we are strong.
I think all of us through COVID have been reminded how precious life is, how quickly children develop, how each child learns differently. Some do well by remote learning, while others need the structure and closeness of human relationships and physical assistance.
And through this symbolic ritual, we recognize and honor the overflowing of pain, loss, and tears that we have experienced and continue to experience in the midst of this pandemic.
Bless those who stand in service to humanity. Bless those who grieve. Bless the dead, so that their souls are bound up in the bond of life eternal, and grant those still afflicted with disease or trauma a completed and lasted healing.
Deep down your eyes look haunted by gray ghosts.
Compassion is not a relationship between the healer and the wounded. It is a relationship between equals. Only when we know our own darkness can we be present with the darkness of others. Compassion becomes real when we recognize our shared humanity.
I pray for the comfort of those who are not feeling well today. I pray for the life lost to COVID-19's conflicts, various disasters, and that the human suffering is over soon.
I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now.
A blessing on you who are grieving. May you go knowing your tears are welcome. A blessing on you who are hurting. May healing find you.
願祝福賜俾哀傷嘅人，你哋嘅眼淚主會明白。願祝福賜俾受傷嘅人，你哋必會痊癒。
March is Women's History Month, and to recognize the occasion, Norfolk County Register of Deeds William O'Donnell produced a video to honor women, past and present, who have called Norfolk County home.
Abigail Adams, the second First Lady of the United States, was born right here in Norfolk County. She was born in Weymouth in 1744. She married John Adams in 1764. She was President Adams' confidant and took an active role in politics and what was happening in the country. She was an abolitionist and believed in women's rights to education and for women to have power and decision over their own lives. Abigail Adams' son, John Quincy Adams, would become the 6th President of the United States. She is buried with her husband in Quincy. Deborah Sampson lived in the Norfolk County town of Sharon. Born in 1760, she attempted to enlist as a man in an Army unit. Although discovered and sent home, Miss Sampson later enlisted again and joined the 4th Massachusetts Regiment. She was wounded in battle fighting in the American Revolutionary War and received an honorable discharge. A more modern warrior who I had the pleasure of meeting down at the Falmouth Road Race is American astronaut Sunita Williams. Sunita grew up and graduated high school in Needham in 1983. She went on to graduate from the United States Naval Academy. She has had a lengthy and successful career with NASA and performed the most spacewalks by a woman. Miss Williams also completed the first marathon run in space. In 2017, the Needham School Committee voted to name the new elementary school in Needham the Sunita L. Williams Elementary School. Speaking of Falmouth, Catherine Lee Bates was born there in 1857. But did you know she lived in Wellesley? Miss Bates was a noted author whose inspiration for America the Beautiful was the beauty she saw atop Pikes Peak when hiking in Colorado. These words were later adapted to a hymn that was the runner-up in selecting the national anthem. Helen Keller was an advocate for the disabled and a suffragette. At a young age, she contracted an illness that left her blind and deaf. When you think of Helen Keller, you also think of her magnificent teacher and champion, Anne Sullivan. Both of these great and strong women lived in the Norfolk County town of Wrentham. Helen Keller's autobiography, The Story of My Life, and later the movie, The Miracle Worker, give great insight into overcoming struggles, compassion, and the brilliance of these two women. Norfolk County is full of women who every day make our communities a great place to live. For instance, Dr. Helen P. Cleary, who joined the United States Marines in 1942 and retired as a lieutenant colonel, became the first woman to be elected to the town of Norfolk's Board of Selectmen. This happened in 1965, and the journey of electing women to leadership positions continues today with the first woman Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. Norfolk County has been the home to other inspiring and impactful women. Harriet L. Hemingway from Canton co-founded the Massachusetts Audubon Society in 1896. Audie Cornish, a journalist and National Public Radio news anchor, grew up in Randolph, Massachusetts. Norfolk County can claim entertainers, from actress Mindy Kaling via Wellesley, who also produced the show The Office, to noted Broadway and film star in the 1960s and 1970s, Lee Remick, who was born and lived in Quincy. The strength and grace of Needham's Allie Raisman to be an Olympic captain and to win numerous Olympic medals is inspirational enough. Yet Ms. Raisman's bravery and eloquence, speaking out as a survivor to stop sexual abuse, which led her to be a recipient of the Arthur Ashe Courage Award, should be a shining example to all of us.
QATV is proud to announce that Government Access Coordinator Mark Crosby and Quincy DPW Waste and Recycling Manager John Sullivan are the winners of a Mass Creator Award. The Mass Creator Awards are an annual video contest celebrating outstanding productions by Massachusetts residents. Mark and John took home first place in the short subject category and were named finalists in the promotional category for their production, The Recycle Zone, a public service announcement about recycling here in the city of Quincy. Congratulations to Mark and John. Now, here's a segment from the award ceremony and the winning submission.
And the winner for Best Short Format Video is Quincy DPW, The Recycle Zone, from Michael Jarvie. We'll hear from Michael if he's here shortly. But first, the judges' comments. Very clever video. The Twilight Zone elements were superbly well done. Nice work. And also, fun video PSA messaging for a town department. I would love to see more of these types of programs on government channels that need PSAs that are locally produced and not just from a feed.
You unlock this door by simply recycling smarter. Beyond it is a better dimension, a dimension of clean waters, a dimension of clean air, a dimension of higher consciousness. You are moving into a land of sustainability. You've just crossed over into the recycle zone. Take, if you will, one Lady O'Grady. She thought she was a recycler extraordinaire. Not only did she rinse her containers, but her dog licked the peanut butter jar to a pristine sheen. Now, in an instant, Change is the only constant. What happens when, through a cosmic shift in recycling, what was is no longer, and what wasn't is the new norm?
Mr. Recycle, I've got a pizza box which we used to have to take the cover off to recycle it. And this one's got a bunch of grease.
Oh, that's okay. I like grease on pizza boxes.
Just pizza boxes.
Just pizza boxes.
All right, here you go.
Okay.
Open
Thank
up.
you.
Enjoy.
Oh, yum, yum, yum.
Bye now.
Bye,
Hello, Mr. Recycle.
lady. Well, hello, lady.
How are you today? I've got some plastic bottles for you.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Here you go. Open
Can
up.
you open up? No,
What?
it's got a plastic bag.
No plastic bags?
Lady, are you trying to kill me?
Oh, it was okay yesterday.
Not today. Well, thank you.
Here you go, my darling.
Oh, lady, you're so tender.
All right, bye.
All right, bye, lady.
Every day it's something different. Good morning, Mr. Recycle.
Well, good morning, lady.
I've got some milk jugs for you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Oh, yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yummy.
I've got another one for you.
Oh, great.
Open up. What?
Those are not recyclable, lady.
They were yesterday.
Things change, lady.
All right.
You too can be a recycler extraordinaire by visiting recyclesmartma.org for all your recycling questions.
Football season is underway here in March. Yes, football season usually kicks off in September, but due to the pandemic, the MIAA moved football to the spring. Quincy and North Quincy played their opening games on back-to-back days at Veterans Memorial Stadium recently. Let's take a look at some highlights from opening weekend. 4th and 15, Hansen looking to pass. Looking down the right sideline, has a man open, and it is complete to Colm Gary, and he's going to be all the way up to the 1 yard line. Great job there by Colm Gary to go up, get that pass, and come down. So 1st and goal from the 1 for North Quincy. Liam Hines gets the ball into the end zone for the touchdown. Liam Hines. And
number 11, Liam Hines to hold.
a good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. Nice kick there by Murray. For Hansen. Hansen's going to keep it himself, pushes his way forward, and touchdown, North Quincy. Here, again, 4th down for the Dolphins. Mashtek looking at pass over to the left side, looking into the corner of the end zone, and it goes incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
And on the carry here is number 44 for North Quincy, Matt Craig, goes on the right sideline, at the 40, at the 30, at the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Matt Craig. And number 22 on the carry for North Quincy, Hunter McIsaac, and he goes into the end zone. Mashnick again, pass over to the left side. Nice ball there by Mashnick, and it's complete up to the North Quincy 45. Mashnick again passes. Oh, nice catch there by number 22, Antonio White. He shoots. Mashnick in the shotgun, rolling out. Grant Murphy giving Trace again. Can't bring him down. Pass into the end zone, and incomplete. Actually, at the 1 yard line was Brady Holmes. 4th and long. And he drops his snap. Looked like he might have been trying to fake it. He's going to have to run over to the left side.
Got to make a tackle here.
And he's just going to get the first down. So a broken play turns into a big gain for the Titans. Or does, I should say. And they give it to Keefe, and he goes in for the touchdown. Just over to the left side and punches in for 6.
They play with the wide side of the field again, like last down.
They give it to Steinberg.
To the horse.
Try to get over to the left side. And nice move there at the 45-yard line to pick up an extra 10 yards, pick up 15. And he gets all the way up to the Titans' 40-yard line. Big move. Go. The shot by the Presidents not to jump off sides. Hall rolling out, has some space over to his right side.
Oh, boy.
Looking for a man way downfield, and he's open, and touchdown Titans. Wide open was number 9.
I would be chucking it deep and seeing what happens.
And nice fielding there by the Presidents to pick up that ball. Jared Walker has some wide open space, makes it right over to the right side, across the 35-yard line, and gets tackled at the 30. Really sprinted him forward. All right, Beret looking to pass, looking downfield, on the side, touchdown Presidents. Number 14 coming up big, Will Piff with the catch.
He can get one and get into a seam. He can take it the distance.
All right, Patrick Leary will kick it away for the Titans, fielded at the 29-yard line for the Presidents. And going on the left sidelines for the Presidents is number 32, and he's going to go all the way for the touchdown. Gabe Rodriguez, you mentioned him, Steve, goes all the way in, the freshman. He's on top 14-12, but Pembroke threatening. First and goal from the 6. Hall keeps it himself over to the right side, dives for the end zone. Brady looking to pass down the middle of the field, has a man open. It's going to be a touchdown, Presidents. Amarian Robinson. Keith again on the carry, over to the right side, and in for the touchdown. The Thomas Crane Library's Concerts at the Crane series has been on pause for in-person concerts due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, thanks to a partnership between the library and QATV, citizens have been able to enjoy newly recorded performances featuring local artists. In recognition of Earth Day, musicians Susan Bill and Carrie and Chu recently recorded Music for Earth Day at the library. The concert will premiere on Earth Day on April 22nd at 7 p.m. on QATV Channel 9. But you get a sneak peek of their performance right here, right now on Quincy in Focus. That's all for this edition of Quincy in Focus. On our next episode, we'll show highlights of Cleaner Greener Quincy 2021, back after a year absence due to the pandemic. If you'd like more information about Quincy Access Television or interested in becoming a member, visit our website at qatv.org or give us a call at 617-376-1440. My name is Jonathan Caleri, and thanks for watching this edition of Quincy in Focus.